How do Mime Artists? Welcome back. We have 10 more of the UX stages, starting off here with Vanillish going in. As you can see, there is a full fighting team, a team that we are no doubt quite used to by this point. Going in, making matches with the Buzzwole because there's not that much HP on it, so a good couple of bashes with the Buzzwole will be able to take it out. If you want to swap out the Beware for Machamp or another good fighting type, feel free to. The Beware is just good on stages where there are disruptions. Then we've got Jolteon with a full ground type team, Mega Camerupt, Garchomp, Flygon and Landorus. Flygon here, as you can see, very good for just getting rid of quite a few of the EVs that do appear on the stage and can do a little bit extra damage as well when it goes off. Mine's is only about skill level 2 or 3 and I think it's only about level 7 or 8. It's one that I'm in the process of skill leveling, it's one I'm in the process of leveling up, so I'll get that done and it'll be a much better Pokemon once that happens. This stage, as you can see, isn't too terrible. Some unbreakable blocks on the stage, some EVs on the stage, but between the Flygon and the Camerupt you should be able to get rid of both of those without too much difficulty. There isn't too much HP on it, it's just with a team like this, you're not always able to get that good of a combo going, which is slightly unfortunate but to be expected. You could always swap out the Camerupt for the slightly different Mega. You could go with something like a Rayquaza if you liked for a little bit of combo potential. Or even one of the free tapping Megas. I just went with this one as it is super effective. And there we go, a nice little 10 moves left on the stage. And then next up here is Chinccino. I think Minccino was at the last one or the time before. Chinccino is up next. Can you guess? It's a full fighting team making good matches of 4 with the Buzzwole as early as possible. If you want to be focusing on the Beware for the first couple of turns, feel free to. There are some disruptions on the stage, so that is entirely understandable. Beyond that, once you get Lucario working, you'll be fine getting rid of some of the Chinccino that it puts onto the stage. It's really not that difficult. A good couple of bashes with the Buzzwole will be able to knock it out very quickly. And then on to Glaceon here. It's a fighting team. That's one we've not seen in a while. Going in, making good matches of 4 with the Buzzwole, matches with the Beware, hopefully 4 or 5. 3 is pretty inconsistent for trying to get good combos with it. Matches with the Lucario as well that has Pummel before it is a Mega can be a good way to go as well. As you can see here, a couple more EVs will be put on the stage. There's some ice blocks as well, nothing too perturbing. It's not that difficult of a stage once you get a couple of good matches with the Buzzwole, and even when the Lucario becomes a Mega, it's a fairly easy, simple, run-of-the-mill stage. And there we go, 7 moves left. There are a couple of things I could see in that video, things that could have been changed, maybe save a move or 2, but it's still an S rank, it's still a stage completely finished, never need to come back to it again. On to Blissey next, with a full fighting team. making some good matches with the Buzzwole in the first couple of turns. You can always swap out the Beware for something like a Machamp. That would be completely fine, just as there aren't any disruptions on the stage. As you can see, there are some Blisses, chances in the Skyfall, but they're nothing really to worry about. A good couple of hits with the Buzzwole and you should be able to knock it out, no bother. And voila, another tasty S rank in the bag. That's halfway through the set of 10. Next up is Aurorus. Would you look at that? It's a full fighting team. I think that's 4 stages in a row at this point. Can you guess what I'm about to say? Making matches with the Buzzwole, matches of 4, good matches of 4 with the Buzzwole, matches with the Beware as well, being able to stop some of those disruptions is always good. Making matches with the Meloetta, if you can't get a good match of 4 with the Buzzwole, that's always nice as well. And then the Lucario, it's the solid fighting Mega to go for. You could always go for something like one of the shiny Mewtwo's, that could be okay on this stage as well. I don't know what the disruptions are. I would assume breakable blocks or maybe some Aurorus. It was just that the Beware was OP on that stage. Next up here is Ninetales, and this is one of those annoying ones that doesn't have that many moves. So perhaps something along the lines of a +5 moves will definitely help. I tried this many times to do it itemlessly, just using the Primal Kyogre to get rid of the blocks, then comboing to get rid of the Vulpix and the Ninetales. Kind of worked, but you need to do it in 2 or 3 turns, which is fairly hard, even though these are very good, very strong Pokemon. Ash Greninja, as you know, as you've seen, as you've loved it yourself, is a very strong Pokemon, but it's quite hard to get some good matches of 3 or 4 when one of the whole rows is taken up either by Alolan Ninetales or Vulpix. And there we go, 6 moves left. Give it a few shots itemlessly if you like, there just aren't that many moves. And you'd probably be left with 1 or 2 as opposed to 3 or 4. And then we've got Altaria, and a team that's fairly good for dragon types is this one here, as you can see, as I've used it, so you'd assume it's alright. We've got Rayquaza as the Mega. It's very good. The ability doesn't really come in handy here just because there aren't any Pokemon on the stage that aren't ones that you've brought along. The Silvally is very good just for getting combos in on this stage. The Regice, very helpful as well, just because there will be some disruptions, some unbreakable blocks. That's another reason to have the Alolan Ninetales if you can get a good match with that. You can slow down the disruptions with its nice little freeze ability. I don't know why I didn't go for the match of 5 with the Alolan Ninetales down the middle there. Probably would have been the more prudent option. But you always see stuff in the playback that you would have done slightly differently. It's just one of those things. And there we go, 7 moves left, not too shabby. I think that's just on the cusp of getting the S rank, just pushing it over there, which is nice for many of these stages that have got 15 moves. You can go down to have 7. Next up is almost a full fighting team. You could take one along if you like. You could take the Beware, that way it would help you with some of the disruptions. I just went with the Ho-Oh for a little bit extra damage. Vanillish as you can see, will disrupt you with some of itself onto the stage every couple of turns, which is a little uncomfortable because it is quite a lot of it, but it's nothing that a good couple of bashes with the Buzzwole will not be able to deal with itemlessly. The Ho-Oh is fine for this stage. It is quite changeable, mostly just the Buzzwole is the main Pokemon here. Lucario, it's very good as well, just to have along, being super effective. And it's a fine Mega Meloetta. It's a good fighting type just to have, to be doing a little bit extra damage when you can't make some of those good matches of 4 with the Buzzwole. And another S rank. Lastly here we have Mega Glalie. This one, plus 5 moves, I think is pretty much all that you're really going to need. I brought along Buzzwole, Celesteela, Reshiram, and Mega Aggron. So the Snorunt and the Glaceons, they're just in the disruptions. The Glaceon's in the Skyfall. I did try bringing along Glaceon, but you just get, it's just swapped out with Pidgey, so it's not a very useful Pokemon to have there. The Celesteela, as you can no doubt tell, is just to be able to get rid of all of those Snorunts and the Glaceons that will be on the stage. It's a very good Pokemon to have in a stage like this. The Reshiram, as you'll see in maybe a couple of turns, there are quite a lot of Ice Block disruptions. Quite a lot of them. If you wanted, you could go for maybe something like the Mega Diancie or the Shiny Tyranitar, but I personally prefer the Mega Aggron just because you can combo with it a lot better when possible. Mega Diancie doesn't work for the first few turns where you've not got any of the ice blocks on the stage, so I would just recommend going with the Mega Aggron, as by the time you've got ice blocks you can no doubt have the Mega working. The Buzzwole, just there for hitting when you've not got a lot of ice blocks on the stage, and maybe when there aren't as many Glaceons as well, and you can make a match of 4, make a match of 4, as this stage doesn't have that much HP. It's mostly just centered around trying to disrupt you as much as possible, and once you're able to get rid of most of those disruptions and Pokemon in the Skyfall, you'll be fine for getting a good little match of 4. And there we go, a nice match of 4 just to finish it all off. There is that set of 10 UX stages. Come back, there will be more very soon, but thank you very much for watching, and how do, Mime Artists?
Eggs! Eggs! E-double-G-S eggs!